Ah, the humble tomato, a staple in our salad, the star of spaghetti sauce, and the crown jewel of ketchup bottles everywhere. But what if I told you this juicy fruit, yes, once a fruit and not a vegetable, was accused of murder? And worse, it was called love apple. Tomato has a past, a history as scandalous that it can star in its own soap opera. So, folks, grab your forks and let's dive into the bizarre and juicy history of tomato today. Let's rewind to where it all began. Let's go to South America, where the Aztecs, the Mesoamerican tribes, were the first one to cultivate these ruby red beauties in 700 AD. This became a treasure for them. They named it tomato and they used to mash it to sauces. They used to club it with a lot of vegetables. It was so versatile. And they used to club it with chilies and they made their own version of salsa in that age. But then things took a spicy turn when European explorers like Herman Coates explored America and brought tomato back into Europe in 1500s. That is where the drama begins. When tomato was brought into Europe, they gave a far more romantic name to it. The Italians called it pomodoro. The French made it a bit more dramatic and called it pomme d'amour, meaning love apple. People believed that tomato had some aphrodisiac powers, which made them a nature's Viagra. Imagine yourself in 19th century. You're handing over this tomato to somebody. This was not a fruit or a food for hunger, but it was considered a love letter. So nice, right? Interesting.
Good, good.
Good, good. But not everybody was swooning over the popularity of tomato. While the peasants and the lower middle class people ate tomato without any problems, the rich who ate them were falling sick, and even worse, were losing their lives. And tomato was accused to be a murderer. But was tomato really to be blamed? No. It was the pewter plates in which the rich were consuming them. Tomato has acidic properties. And this acid properties, when they combine with the lead in the pewter plates, it was creating lead poisoning. And that was the reason for the sickness that was caused due to tomato or even the death. Tomato's popularity started diminishing. Tomato was always considered a murderer, something that is very poisonous and which humans should not consume. Tomato was not ready to bury itself in history. In America, tomato was still mistrusted until a man called Colonel Robert Gibbon Johnson entered to clear its name. In 1820, Robert brought in a lot of tomato in a basket and stood in front of a crowd in Salem, New Jersey. And he started eating tomato after tomato after tomato. People were terrified. They felt that this person is going to die now, and everybody was anxiously looking. But then he did not die. And then he proclaimed to the crowd, "See, I'm still alive. This is not poisonous." There was another reason for this poisoning. And then tomato started to regain its trust. And then you know what has happened. Is there one day where we do not imagine not having tomato? Be it our salads, be it the ketchup for our fries, be it any of the items that you're preparing in any of the cuisines, tomato has become the major addition. Now, the world produces almost 180 million pounds of tomato every year. Now, China, India, and United States are the largest producers of tomato in the world. Once a mistrusted fruit in America, it has become a global superstar in the world. So, this is a story of tomato. Before we wind up, let me give you some quick, fun facts that you can share with your friends the next time they cut a tomato in front of you, or you go out for a dinner and have tomato in your cuisine. Fun fact number one: tomatoes were not considered a vegetable until 1890. In 1893, a US court ordered and made it a vegetable for tax purposes. Fun factor two: the largest tomato ever produced weighs around 10 pounds. And fun fact three, and the most wild one, is that tomatoes are considered the best drink, a very popular drink up in the air in your airlines. Because scientists say that your taste buds actually reacts differently when you're in higher altitudes, and it makes tomato juice much sweeter. Not here when you are in higher altitudes. So the next time you enjoy or see a tomato, remember of its scandalous past. From being a poison apple, from being mistrusted, it has regained its popularity and become a global superstar. Tomato is not just a food, it's a survivor, a legend, which is now present in almost all of your foods and also reminds you sometimes that the juiciest scandals can have a happy ending. So next time you see tomatoes, remember all these history and spread it with your friends. I would recommend that you share this video to your kids, to your friends, and to whoever is interested in facts in the form of stories. So until the next time we meet, keep it juicy.
And don't forget to subscribe, like and subscribe.
Bye bye.